Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, July 13th, hump day. Woo, woo. It's also CPI day, so I don't know how I feel about that. All right, we can see here that we are actually taking a little bump into the data that will be coming out here in about 25 minutes. So I'm not putting out any specific plays. I'm going to go through some charts and things that I think you should take a look at and then play them off of an opening range. Or if we take a pretty big dip, you can pull them up off of the reversal. But it could be a pretty choppy morning given that data. So here's how it could play out, right? We don't actually know how it's going to play out. But if the number is higher than expected, and depending on how much hotter it is, we're looking at this for a peak in inflation or a plateau of inflation. That's what we're hoping for. Yesterday we heard quite a few comments out of the administration about, well, because it's lagging, right? All of the data that we have, all of these numbers that come out, they're lagging. So last month, obviously, even just about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, the gas prices were a lot higher. So that is baked into some of these numbers. And moving forward, right, we've seen when we go to the pump that is actually eased up a bit. So, there's a lot that goes into how the Fed will take these numbers and what they intend to do with rates. We know that it'll be at least a 50 basis point raise. The question is it going to be a 75? And I really don't feel like a 1 point raise will be on the table. But, I've been surprised before. So anyway, this is what we look like in the futures here. We're using this 20. This 20 is curled up fairly nicely on the daily. We'll see if we get continuation. Again, this picture can change drastically after those numbers, but we are coming into the session with a bit of a gain. And I'm going to look here. Here we go. This is the NASDAQ futures. And I'm looking here, right? We still have kind of the same thing. We're curling a bit. Our 3 and 8 are squeezed. I keep trying to put this in the wrong place. Oh, there we go. And this is the Dow, right? So we're seeing kind of all the same nice little hook here in the 20. Now we've seen this before, just to lead us to a fail. We failed to make a higher high here. We've got quite a wedge going on here. Actually, you can draw it all the way back to here, right? So this is our trend line. So we can see our support, right here at the 20. We see resistance at the near term, and then eventually this little fishtail, I don't know, it looks like a fishtail to me, will break. What we'd like it to break to the top side. But we just have to wait and see and not place any bias over what we are seeing in the charts. On the SPY, this is the actual SPY here, so that this does not include today's today's candle, but you can see here we bounced the 20 pretty nice. We actually went across the day yesterday, kind of, it was okay. And then at the end of the day, sold it right off into that 20. Now we have some really strong charts, and Apple is one of them. It doesn't look like it here on the the daily here, but today we're coming right back in and pushing right back up. This is a nice little, I think this might turn out to be a little bull flag setup. And these are the setups that we have to watch for. Watch for the continuation in those names. So I really do like Apple, and it's showing some strength here right out of the gate. Now again, all of this could be for naught, depending on that number, and then how it's received, how it's received and perceived. But we have some great charts going into the day. View that we were watching yesterday, MRNA, nice bull flag setup here, and these names have been doing well. NVAX had a nice reversal yesterday on the expected FDA approval for the COVID vaccine. This one we haven't talked about since last week, but Beyond. So it took this really nice march up, which just felt kind of weird. Nice little potential bull flag setup here in Beyond on the daily. Chewy. Wow. So this one came in, broke to the downside of that inside candle, tapped the 8, but look at this fight right back up and actually closed with some nice relative strength yesterday. Like this look as well for a bullish setup moving into the day. And I do not know what happened with Boeing, but oh my goodness. So the only thing that we did see was American Airlines did come out and they had a Q2 12% revenue increase, and that was compared over to Q2 of 2019. So that early pandemic era. And the reason that is important is because we're starting to see airlines pick back up, but now we have all kinds of other issues weighing into that, and that is the labor shortage, the pilot shortage, the crews, and of course fuel is very expensive. But I think all of that kind of baked in here to the Boeing rise, and we had been watching this one squeeze for so long. Not a surprise that it popped up here, but I like this now over the close of yesterday for some continuation right on up to about the 157.50. Okay, so that is Boeing. I did take Roblox. I like this little Roblox, nice bull flag, potential bull flag. We'll see if that plays out here this morning. I like the way it is looking. MNST is one that we talked about yesterday as well, and we just continue to kind of sidestep. Watch for a breakout of this one as well on MNST. So some really nice charts here. Merck inside candle, so take a look at that. Watch for the break of that candle, either top or bottom. PFE ended up pulling back, but the sector, there are some really good names in the sector, so come back and take a look at all of these. PFE looks like it might be setting up for a reversal. United Healthcare really just kind of plateauing, hanging out here right before earnings. Don't forget we have earnings coming up this week. We're going to see JP Morgan report, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America. A lot of the big banks are kicking off that earnings season, and that will start tomorrow. So lots of data out this week, and we'll really be looking for those earnings per share. What is the revenue? Because in all earnings this time, right? Because as inflation has made things more expensive to produce, they can only pass so much of that onto the consumer. And so we'll look and see what that revenue growth, if there's what revenue growth out of those earnings. All right. A couple others that I would look at here. Baba on the Chinese news just got, we got stopped out here. It looks like it caught the 34. Watch for a reversal in that one. JD actually had a price target increase yesterday, so that one turned green, moved into the gap. Watch for some continuation on that one. Check out those Chinese names. Cautious on holding them, though. You never know when news is going to come out. Crowd got smucked here, but caught the 20, so I would watch for a reversal on Crowd as well. All right, that is it for me here this morning. I hope you have an awesome morning. We will watch that CPI data, and then if anything really good sets up, I'll send out a video. If not, just watch for my alerts. They are in the Heather's Alert channel in Discord. I hope you have an awesome day. If you have any questions, reach out. HeatherC@GivingTreeTrading.com.